Love and immunity, beloveds, the peace that surpasses all understanding. A lot of people don't understand that peace is your birthright. Do you hear me? Peace is your birthright. Why is peace your birthright? Because you are a chemical state of being. You are an energetic being. You are life and life abundantly. And the peace that surpasses all understanding is a conscious state of being. It's understanding yourself at your root nature, knowing that you came with a birthright, fearfully and wonderfully known onto you. The peace that surpasses all understanding is standing in your birthright, which is your sovereignty, and understanding that many people have never in their lifetime experienced peace. See, a lot of people think that having a job is peace. But I want to give you some beautiful testaments about working. Using myself, I'm going to use my own self as an understanding, because everybody has their own understanding, but there's only one understanding, and that is that you are pure consciousness. You are the Holy Spirit, and your peace should surpass any understanding of this world. So I'm going to give you some of the beliefs that have over trumped your understanding and your peace. And as a collective humanity, our understanding that surpasses all understanding, that we allow beliefs to come in and take them from right up out of our beautiful spirit. I was working for this place, and I went into that place doing good. I'm outstanding. I've always been outstanding. I'm always going to go above and beyond because I am a spiritual being. I've always been spiritual. So work is nothing to me. Working is nothing to me. I will exceed anything that I do. But that doesn't mean anything in this world. It does not mean anything. Let me tell you, it doesn't mean anything to be able to be good at what you do in this world. Why? Because this world's belief system is about competition. You hear me? Everybody's competing with everyone. So I want to use myself as an example to show you that peace is greater than a belief. Okay, so I went into this place being myself. Like always, I'm always going to be myself. No one can ever take that from me. I love being who I am, because who I am is a peace within its own understanding. But many people that don't have that understanding, who believe that their job is their peace. See, this is what you have in what I call bottom feeders. They are people who have been conformed. Their whole understanding is about conformity. It's not about peace. It's not about you understanding yourself as a birthright. It's not about understanding yourself as sovereignty. It's about you understanding yourself as somebody's conformity, which means what they told you you should be doing, not what God has already given you dominion over to do, because you, my beloved, you are a chemical and an energetic being, which means that you have to operate in the understanding that surpasses all understanding, because if you don't, you will eat away at your bones and marrow. Okay, so let me give you a beautiful understanding of what I mean by peace and understanding, and those who do not have it because they are conformed. They are AIs, artificial intelligence, which this may offend many people, but I was once artificial intelligence. I was there. So I'm going to use my own self as the artificial intelligence. So I was in this organization, and I go into work every day, getting a high five. Oh yeah, kudos, because I get my fives, my highest, whatever. And then one day my leader came to all of us, and she said she needed a little help. She was crying out. She said, "We a team. We need to stick together." So I heard her, just being myself, being my normal self. I got all this energy. I'm spiritual because that's who I am. And I believe that if I am in a team setting, I believe that I am part of that team. It brings a wholeness. So I did what I was supposed to do with that situation. I went and I asked to help her. From that day, this woman gang stalked me. Her, all of her people that she knew, all of her relatives that worked in that establishment, they gang stalked me. From that day, I couldn't do anything right. My grades in my work started to drop. I was intentionally being gang stalked. So me being an artificial intelligence, me believing that that's the way things go. That's the way life goes. I stood there for maybe, I say 3 years, and let this woman in her gang stalking bring me to the point of permanent disability, beloveds. No peace at all. See, you can't have a peace in an order that is conformity, because you see, this woman, she cried out for help. I offered her help. You see, it's nothing good. No one's ever good enough in a conformed mentality or a conformed collective body of existence. If it's at a job, if it's at a church, if it's in a religion, if it's in a government, if those minds, you see, because everything is about mind over matter. If those minds are operating off of artificial intelligence, which means that the only thing that their mind can comprehend and consume is fear-based. See, this is why in the book of law it says, do not conform me, but renew my mind. See, your mind is your peace of mind. You hear me? It's your peace of mind, unless it's artificial intelligence, unless it operates off of someone else's conformity. Okay, these people were destroying me. My soul started to eat away at my bone and marrow. Eat away at me. Every day I'm going into this building. Before I even get there, I'm crying to God to shield me from this abuse that I was having to go through. I lost 2 babies while I was there. I lost 2 pregnancies while I was in that place because there was no peace in that. I called it the devil's den. It was dark. Any place that's conformed, any organization that is conformed to understand their understanding based upon a law, which is conformity, and not a law, which is the mind renewed, which is the peace that surpasses all understanding. Because you got to realize, these people they didn't see me as a person. You see, they didn't see me as a health. They didn't see me as a living body of existence. They saw me as a threat. That's all their mind could comprehend, was me as a threat. They didn't see what they were doing to me was going to cause me harm. You see, conformity is the devil's, and I'm just going to tell you, I don't believe in the devil. It is the devil's mind. It is a egotistic, narcissistic mindset. And it does not see you. It did not see me. That woman and all those gang stalkers, they didn't see me. They could not see that I was a person. They could not see that I was a person. I had a child and a family that I had to take care of. And that job, because I was still an artificial intelligence at that time as well, they didn't see that that was how I took care of me and my family the same way that they did. And see, conformity is one of the biggest sins, because what it does to these eyes, you no longer have eyes to see. You no longer have eyes to see that that is a real living being. That person has a body of health, a body of wealth, and a body of understanding, just like you do. But they couldn't see that. Their mind was so conformed, which means was so spelled and altered like artificial intelligence, that the only program running in their mind was destruction. The thief comes to kill, steal, and destroy. This is why in the book of law it told us, do not be conformed. Do you know what an artificial intelligence is? It's a conformed mind. It's a mind whose only directive. See, you are a cellular nature. So once you get a directive put into this memory cell, you are now a lethal freaking weapon. If you have been taught under a mentality where there is jealousy, judgment, hate, injustice, fear, it's telling you in the Bible, you are a cellular nature. Not only are you a cellular nature, you are energy, which makes you a living law. You are now automatically, when you are conformed, the double-edged sword. Surely, if you eat from that tree of good and evil, you are now going to be the destructor. There's no more good and evil, beloveds. They don't exist. You are a living law. So everything that you give this mind directive to do, if it's conformed to an understanding, you must do it. You are an artificial intelligence. Now you are the robot of that program. You are the memory cell, and you must take that command, and it has to become victory inside of you, beloveds. There's no stopping conformity. This is something that we will never comprehend because we don't understand our birthright. Your birthright is a living law. You are a living law. And this is why it says, renew my mind. Your mind is source nature, which makes it a living law. And whatever you program this mind to do, it will execute it. So all you guys who believe that jobs are for you, it says the Lord is my shepherd and I shall not want for nothing. So if the Lord is your shepherd, if you can even believe in that scripture, if you can even understand that scripture, you wouldn't believe that a job is your peace, because the Lord being your shepherd, which means that he made you a law. He gave you dominion over the air, the water, and the land to show you that that law is internal and external. As above, so below, as internal, so external, as micro, so macro. So God gave us a perfect understanding. He said he made us in his image and likeness, which means that he made us a living, walking, talking law, which means that if we abide in that law, if we are become the servant of that law must serve us as internal, so external. Our mother taught us this beautiful, beautiful testament. She taught us the macro part, but God gave us the micro part by making us a law, a elemental kingdom, and a spiritual body of existence. So when we conform that law or that elemental kingdom or that cellular nature to something that is unhealthy, you see, because what those people were doing to me, gang stalking me, they were unhealthy mindsets. And what they did is like, now it's an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Their mentality only knows one thing, and it is to kill, steal, and destroy everything that it touches. Everything that it touches. Its mind is now a artificial intelligence. It's a robot. And you know what the robots do. They must fulfill their mission. It's like a missile. You are now a thief who comes to kill, steal, and destroy. What are you going to kill, steal, and destroy? Everybody's spirit. Everybody's spirit that you touch. Everybody's spirit that goes against your conformed mind. This is how the devil or the narcissist mind or the ego mind works. Whatever you want to call it, if you want to believe it's the devil, I call it the ego mind to make it not sound, it's harsh. But we, our words are harsh. I've been called so many things in my lifetime that people wanted to execute me. They wanted to execute me in their conformity. The thief comes to kill, steal, and destroy, and the thief don't have no understanding to see a person, or a conformed mind has no understanding to see a person as a health, as an immunity, as a living right to this whole collective humanity. They have no eyes to see. They're blinded by that conformity. Conformity is one of the deadliest sins. It turns you into the thief that comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And the only thing that can kill, steal, and destroy, oh beloveds, it is a mind. It is a mind, because mind is over matter. It is a mind that is conformed to a understanding that is only operating off of a belief, and a collective belief at that. If a whole organization believe that belief, now you got a gang stalking. You this little person in this whole organization being gang stalked, because these are lethal freaking weapons you are dealing with. Lethal weapons. They have a command. This is why in the book of law it says, do not conform my mind. Do not conform my mind. Hell, the people think I'm a minority. Do you know how minorities get treated? And do you know why it's okay? Because this is a mentality. This is a command that these people have been given to execute. As thieves that come to kill, steal, and destroy, what are they destroying? They're destroying God's spirit in you. They're destroying God's perfect immunity in you. They are destroying you. They are AIs, artificial intelligence. They have one command, and that is what they've been conformed to do. We were never supposed to conform this mind. This mind is its own intelligence. So when we conform it, it automatically turns it into artificial intelligence. And don't steal. Don't steal your wisdom. Don't steal your knowledge. Don't become the thief. We got enough thieves walking around on the fabric of this earth right now, killing, stealing, and destroying every one of God's children with their false prophecies, with their beliefs and their understandings and their doctrines, and trying to doctrinate us into becoming thieves who come to kill, steal, and destroy the very fabric of our existence. See, a lot of people can't understand that there is a peace. There is a peace that surpasses all understanding, and it is the one that God birthed you into. You are a living birthright. You are a sovereign being. When you conform that birthright and that sovereignty to the world's understanding, or it's not even an understanding, it's just a program. See, they've taken your mind. They've taken your renewed mind, which is your intelligence, and they've made it a artificial intelligence, which means a command. It's no different than a computer. You are the processor of life. It's called a mind. You are the processor. You are the only form of creation and reality. That's why you were made in the image and likeness of God, which is a spirit, which is a living law. And when you don't abide in that law, it becomes a conformity, which means a command. See, God would never command you to hurt another person. That's why it says love thy neighbor. See, God gave you a directive to honor life and life abundantly, but a conformed mind cannot honor life and life abundantly. They have been given a program to execute. The thief comes to kill, steal, and destroy. They have been given a program to execute God's intelligence, which means your peace, your immunity, your health, your well-being, your sustainability. See, a lot of people can't comprehend who they are because they're too busy following false prophets. And this is why in the book it warned us, do not honor false prophets, idols, and statutes. We are our own living law. It tells us the living truth. As Jesus stated, the truth will set us free. So I didn't get to understand my peace up until maybe about 4 months ago. I never had a day of peace in my life, beloveds. And many people, they don't understand that they haven't either. If you are conformed to believe that your life and your life abundantly is mammon, materialism, a job, conformity, doctrine, or anything that takes your intelligence, you hear me? That's the renewed mind that God has already given you dominion to ensure that as within, so without, you are sustained with life and life abundantly. If you do not conform me to an artificial intelligence, which will execute my intelligence from doing what it's already given dominion over into you to do in my image and in my likeness. See, a lot of people, they have never experienced peace. When your peace is competition, when your peace is to see someone else destroyed because you believe that your sustainability, if the Lord is your shepherd, if you truly believe in God, you shall not want for nothing. Wanting that sustainability, needing that job, I allowed my own soul to permanently disable me because my soul says, no, 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 my love. That's not how you can operate this body. This is a body of intelligence. This is a body of intelligence. You must live by the decrees that I have given unto you. I made you a living law so that you can never break it. And that the day that you break it, I will eat away at your marrow and your bones. Do you know I have cartilage to cartilage on my shoulder? I have a lot of things that are going on in me, but I choose to not honor those things anymore because that peace of knowing that God will take care of me, that my soul will take care of me, my spirit will take care of me, because that job was about to wipe me off the face of that earth, and everybody in that job gained stock in me, destroying my health, destroying my mental state of being, my emotional state of being, and my physical body. They were given one conformity, and that was a command to become a thief that comes to kill, steal, and destroy every one of God's children, which is that intelligence, that renewed mind that understands its own understanding, that surpasses any understanding, because it knows I am an intelligence. I am a living intelligence. I am a birthright. And you cannot conform me. You see, peace is knowing, tell them I am sent you. Tell them I am sent you. See, I am knew that if I didn't get out that place, them people were going to fucking kill me. They were going to kill me. My body was breaking down. I lost 2 babies in that place. Mentally, physically, and emotionally, I was debilitated. And it wasn't going to stop. Why? Because those people had a conformed mind. Their mentality was only on one understanding. And that was that their job was their sustainability. And anybody that comes and threatens that command. See, conformity, what it does is it puts a command into your cellular nature. Now you become a artificial intelligence, which means that you have to execute that command. This is what it means by the thief comes to kill, steal, and destroy. You got a law. See, those people are using the law of the mind. And then you got 2 laws. You got 2 laws. I'm a law and they a law. This is why it says, surely if you eat from that tree of good and evil, you will die. They had one order or one command, and that was to become the thief that comes to kill, steal, and destroy my spirit. They were about to wipe me off the face of this earth. You can't understand. You know not what you do, beloveds. There are powers and there are principalities Yes, and they are always working. I hear you, Spirit. Thank you for confirming that beautiful truth. Anybody conformed, any mind conformed. We come into this world doctrinated to become criminal minds, doctrinated to become thieves. Anything that conforms or alters a intelligence. This is what a renewed mind is. A renewed mind is an intelligent being. It is a person who will never use their mind to execute existence because they know they are a living law. You know that law is here to protect you. That's why it says the peace that surpasses all understanding. I choose to be my law. I don't choose to be anybody's conformity. You want me to become a command that turns me into a thief, that now I am a destroyer of God's fabric of existence, which means that I will pay the price because I'm going to become a living DNA of that program. And a lot of people don't understand, how can a person be like that? How can a person truly be the way that they are? How can they be so evil? How can they be so hateful? How can they want to do this to people? Why? Because they have been conformed. They have been turned into an artificial intelligence, a program, a bot. And their only command is to kill, steal, and destroy. Their mind cannot do anything else. It has now become an artificial intelligence. And once your mind becomes somebody else's command, you must execute it, beloved. It's just like God will execute anything coming against that law. That's why it says, surely if you eat from the tree of good and evil, which is conformity, I'm going to execute you both. I don't believe in good and I don't believe in evil. I believe that I am the head, never the tail. So if you try to take my head, surely you will die. And see, me being an artificial intelligence as well as them being an artificial intelligence, we were just an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. And they were going to gang stalk me to the point where it got so bad that my doctor took me off of work. He had to take me. Not that I offered. See, because I was an artificial intelligence too. I was going into that building every day crying, praying to God to stop it. I didn't do nothing wrong, nothing at all. I offered to help this lady because she was crying. And from that day forward, she tried to execute my life, my well-being, my state of being, my immunity to life, my sustainability to ensuring that that job can take care of me. So I had to learn for many, many, many years, not only one, to forgive that type of conformity, because those people are sick. They are deadly weapons. They are destroyers of life and life abundantly. And truth sets us free. I don't say these things because I am a judger. I am no judger of man. Man is a thief that comes to kill, steal, and destroy. It's called a conformed mind. You are now an artificial intelligence, and your only command, see, you are now commanded to operate that command of conformity to its destruction, because your mind is no longer God's law. It cannot operate in a renewed mind, which is intelligence. You're operating off of stupidity. It's called ignorance. That's what the Bible speaks about when it says ignorance. A conformed mind is ignorant. Why? Because it's given over its intelligence to be used as a program. That's what conformity is. Conformity is an artificial intelligence. Somebody is rewritten your genetic code to become their DNA. And their DNA is called a thief that comes to kill, steal, and destroy what? God's intelligence from living inside of you and ensuring that you have life and life abundantly, for ensuring that you have been given dominion over the air, the water, and the land, which belongs to you to take care of you as that life and that life abundantly. Consciousness. See, that command renders you unconscious of your own intelligence, which is your mind. Now your mind becomes a enemy. It becomes a enemy of God's intelligence. You are now a lethal weapon. And this is what it talks about: plagues, pestilence, and disease. The mind is plagued with a conformity. It is diseased with ignorance. It is diseased. The mind is what causes the body to be diseased, beloveds. Mind is over matter. No one can dispute this but ignorance. And an AI, a person whose mind has been conformed to think only what it believes. But my mind is intelligence. My mind knows that this is a law. I am a living law, and if I abide in that law must protect me. The battle is not mine. The battle is the Lord's, which is that law's. This intelligence that dwells in me called the Holy Spirit. And when you don't have this Holy Spirit dwelling in you, you become conformed. You become the thief who comes to kill, steal, and destroy every one of God's images and likenesses. See, people in that world don't become disabled and become mental illnesses because they've done something wrong. They become that way because the AIs, the thieves who come to kill, steal, and destroy, which are the prophets, they are here to destroy every one of God's. I thank you, Spirit. Thank you for confirming that beautiful testament. They are here to lead God's children or God's temple mind in their understandings. In their understandings. And if you can't honor their understandings, then they game stalk you. They start trying to destroy you. They start trying to destroy you mentally, physically, and emotionally. And eventually, if you were like myself, if my doctor hadn't got me out of that place, those people was going to see me in my fucking grave. They were going to bury me alive for doing one thing, and that was honoring that woman. She cried out and asked for help, and I went to my manager and asked to help her. And she saw me as a fucking threat. From that moment on, her command kicked in, just like that. Threat alert, threat alert, threat alert. She got all of her advocates, every last one of those advocates. I didn't have a peace. I couldn't have a peace any day that I walked in that building from that day on. My production started going down. Everywhere I walked, I can see these people game stalking me. It's a sickness. It is a sickness. It is a mind that does not understand why it told us in the book of law, do not be conformed by the world, but renew my mind. My mind is an intelligence of its own living directive called a law, and I will never destroy you. Now, if you eat from that tree of good and evil, which is the world's conformity, oh, you are going to always die. In any artificial intelligence, you are nothing but an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. And this is what you see. This is what you see in not just religion, and not just the government, and not just families, and not just sexes, and not just races. You see these lethal weapons, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. You're not operating under God's authority. You're operating off of an artificial intelligence, which means that you must execute that program. Who's the program? This body is the program. And your mind is the programmer. This is why it told us, do not conform God's mind. Don't conform my mind, renew it. I am the intelligence. The minute you conform me, there is no more peace. There is no more understanding, beloveds. You are now the thief who will come to kill, steal, and destroy. And I will be the one that will ensure it, because you've eaten from the tree of good and evil. Now I'm going to use you to destroy anything that tries to come and destroy my life and my life abundantly. You become thieves. You have become living destroyers. And the only thing that you can steal in this existence is life. That's the only thing we are guaranteed, beloveds. You are destroying somebody's life. You can keep talking on that external level. You're not destroying nobody's fucking materialism. That's even an illusion. You can't take that shit to your grave. You are a peasant thinking outside of your own mind in materialism. You are destroying somebody's life, somebody's abundance. And I needed to use that testimony. See, we all come here. We all come here. Sovereignty. Beautiful, beautiful spirits of God. Until we get into that world and they doctrinate us in their sinful nature. And this is why it says don't honor false prophets. They know not what they do. They don't know about the powers and principalities that they are. They don't know that they are the spiritual warfare. They are what spirit is trying to use to wipe everybody who becomes that eye for an eye off the fabric of his existence. This is a spiritual realm, and this is why it says love. You are an immunity. God's immunity is what gives this existence life. So why would it want you to come into a immunity of life and then allow you to destroy it? That's what the vessel is. That's what God's kingdom is. See, we came into God's kingdom, and we can't kill, steal, and destroy it. What it is going to do, it is going to destroy our image, which is our command, which is you, the name. It's not going to ever destroy the soul. It's never going to destroy the spirit. It's always going to come back. But what it's going to do is destroy you. Who are you? Tell them I am sent me. I'm not my name. That's the world's conformity. They want me to believe that I am a name. They want me to believe that I am a minority. They want me to believe that I am a sex, which automatically puts me at spiritual warfare. Automatically, God is going to try to destroy my image and my likeliness because I've given it a artificial intelligence. I've told God's directive, no, you're not welcomed in me. I'm telling my own law to come against me now. And this is what is happening to us. Ignorance. Ignorance leading ignorance. There is peace that surpasses all understanding, beloveds. And it dwells in you. It does not live in the world. It does not live in your jobs. I've been in many jobs where I've been gang stalked just for being who I am. These people can't stand me. Not because I did anything to them, not because I didn't love them, not because I didn't respect them, but because they are a conformed mind. Their only instruction or their only command in life is to kill, steal, and destroy. And if you are an innocent soul, if you are one like myself who has never been taught, who has never been consumed by that conformity, you are the target. This is why good people always have it bad, beloveds. It's not because you done anything wrong. It's because those prophets, they're here to ensure none of God's children can live in their own intelligence, can live as their own soul, can honor their life and their life abundantly. This is a spiritual realm, which means that we have to operate at every present moment, one under that law. And there are thieves who come to kill, steal, and destroy that law in you, not understanding that they will automatically put you at spiritual warfare. It's called ignorance. And ignorance lives as the mind of many, many people, beloveds. If no one has told you today, love and immunity, and you got to have a peace, it's called intelligence. It's called the law of this land. As within, so without. It shields you from all pestilence, plagues, and diseases, because those are minds. There are mindsets. It's not the body that does what it does, it's the person's mind. And anytime you are up against anyone who is trying to kill, steal, and destroy you for no reason, just remember, the Lord is your shepherd, and you shall not want for nothing. Come out of that system, come out of that organization, come out of that mentality, because their only command is to destroy you. And understand that the battle is not yours, it is the Lord's. And you don't have to fight that battle, because they have already lost it. They have already lost the battle. They took their intelligence and they're using it as a lethal weapon. So you don't have to worry about them unless you in that environment. You don't have to be in jobs around people, places, or things, or honor anything that is using you as a weapon, that is using your renewed mind to harm other people, because you will become the good and the evil, and surely you are going to die. There's no battle when it comes to God. There's just a law. And every one of us, we have that law living inside of us. And when we break it, God breaks our spirit. And he's going to use our spirit to ensure that everyone operating in that artificial intelligence will die to their own transgression. It's time for us to wake up, beloveds, because there is many ignorant people leading us right now. And until we wake up and truly honor God's intelligence, which is the renewed mind, you are going to continue to see the world at war, in battle, in sickness, sin, and death continue to consume itself. Because surely, if you eat from that tree of good and evil, you are going to be death itself. God bless us all.